Hello everyone, welcome to my course lesson Understanding Mixins in JavaScript. In this lesson, we are going to understand what mixins are in JavaScript, how to create them, and also how to apply them. Let's dive in straight in. First of all, let's look at the definition of mixins from JavaScript authors and developers. Now, Eric Elliott said, mixins are a form of object composition where component features get mixed into a composite object so that properties of each mixin becomes properties of the composite object. Jerry Jones said, mixin is a way properties are added to objects without using inheritance. Now, let's look at it in this example. Now, we have this object, user, and this fellow objects, first name, surname, occupation, nationality. Now, these objects, all of them have a property. First name, this one has first name, this one surname, occupation, and nationality. Now, but in this case, we want this user object, to have all the properties in this object. Now, this is where we need to mix in all these properties inside this user object. Now, normally we can use inheritance or the extend keyword, but using inheritance, we can only inherit one object at a time. We can't inherit all these four objects into this user object, but we mixing, we can inherit all these properties into this user object. Now, to do that, to mix in all these properties into this user object, we use JavaScript's own built-in static method assign. What this assign method does is to copy all the properties from object passed to it into this target object. We can see it in its documentation. You can see that the first argument or the parameter it receives is the target object to copy to. Then the rest are sources, one or more source objects from which to copy properties. Now you can see the definition. Copy the value of all the enumerable own properties from one or more source objects to a target object and returns the target object. So this assign copies all the enumerable properties from these objects into this target object, which is the user. Then after that, after that line 10 in downwards, the user now becomes a mixture of all the properties of these objects. So we can now call all the properties in this object in the user object. It will not throw undefined or error. So this first name will return the string Namdi. The surname also is from this surname object. It will return Chidume, and so on occupation and nationality. Now let's run it. You see it. First, it has no properties, but after the object that assign call on it, it has all the properties of all those objects, and we were able to also retrieve the values from them. Now, also, let's say one of these objects has a method like this. Let me say nationality. It returns the national. It just runs a Nigerian. Wait, let me space it well. So it returns I am a Nigerian. So you see that it will copy all the properties from this nationality too and paste it into this user object. So we can also call the same nationality. Now let's call it here. And I'll say user dot say nationality. And it will work. First, let's uncomment comment this code so that we can clear our console. So you see it works. It called this say nationality. So deep inside this object that assign, what it did was just to look through this source objects, get their enumerable properties, and then assign it to this user object. Now let's say we remove this nationality from here and save. This same nationality will not go through. You see it. Say nationality is not a function and it's not there because we removed it. So this nationality object does not, its properties is not included or mixed inside the user object here. So likewise, if we remove occupation, then we cannot access occupation. We cannot access occupation. You see it. The occupation returns undefined. Now, in the next step, we are going to look into this object.assign and also to recruit hours to see deep down how it mixes the properties passed to it into the target object.